So last time I interviewed you, we went deep on the takedowns and passing guard. This time I'd really like to talk to you about a subject that you're one of the top experts in the world on, which is attacking the back. So in your opinion, what do you think are some very common mistakes that you see students make when attacking the back?
So the first one is the one that I just said about what's the time to move and what's the time to stop. So that's a very common mistake. Another one, more basic one, is like don't understand the principles, like lose the alignment of the hips and don't understand that as you're losing that, you're losing everything. So instead of attacking neck or arm or desperately, do a desperate attack, you first be patient, realign your hips and realign, get your level well, you know the principles, the level, the connection, everything, and then you think about attacking. So yeah, but those are the ones that I would say.
That's really great, man. You know, something I learned from your classes and about your back system while I was in Brazil was that previously I always thought about attacking the back as like latching on and keeping my hooks and grips and my head tight and fighting so the person can't wiggle away. But something that you demonstrated a lot was that maintaining efficient back control isn't just about pinning someone so that they can't get away. It's also very much about understanding the transitions to make as they respond to the position, and that you're always in control by transitioning and knowing what to do next. Is that how you see your back game mostly? Do you see it more as like a flowing transitional thing, or instead of like a death grip from the back?
I think the grip, the control is the first thing. So that's the most important thing you gotta learn. So I like to divide my system in three parts, like transition to the back, controlling the back, and submitting from the back. So it's pretty much so, but that's the normal progression, right? Like so you transition to the back, you control and you attack. But it's not those three things. They are the way of progression, but doesn't mean the transition is the first, is the most important. The most important is the control. The second most important is the attack in the back, the submission. And transition is the third one. You know, it's the more subtle thing, is a little bit more ahead. But because let's say many times you don't need to look into, you know, when I fighting, or if you see Marcelo Garcia fight, he make you give the back. He has some, you know, some pushes and some pulls that you make you give the back. But many times you don't need to do that. The guy you already giving the back when you're passing the guard or doing something. So what you cannot, you know, make a mistake is losing the back, because once you get in the back, you're in the most important position in Jiu-Jitsu game and the most dominant position. So if you're there, even if you don't submit, you're gonna be there till the end of the fight, and that's the most important. The second most important is the submission, of course, because that's the goal. But you know, I rather train first the control and then second submission, because sometimes if I control well, the guy makes a mistake, he get desperate and open the neck, and then I can choke, right, or do something. So, but it's very important because it's the goal. And transition is the last thing. It's not. I'm not saying that it's not important, but you know, it's not so important like control and submission from the back. So that's how I like to think my system. But once you start to get very good on that, it's very interesting if you can shorten the time between transition and attacking. So there is almost no control, you know what I mean? So that's when you see really high level guys like Marcelo or this kind of guy. They shorten in this middle chain. So they go from transition into the chokes or something really quick. It doesn't mean they don't have control, but the control is so that they think so fast that they don't need to stay too much in control. Sometimes, of course, sometimes you just stay because it depends on the fight. But sometimes when you see that state of art, the guy is moving to the back and choking at the same time. It's beautiful to see, right? But yeah, that's much more, that's much ahead, and that's not the most important. That's just beautiful, but in order to be efficient, I think Control is the first thing. Even if you get dead and tied there, but you gotta understand, you gotta understand, because sometimes you using a lot of power and you holding and you tighten, but you start to lose, for instance, the alignment of your hips, and you're gonna lose even if you put all the power. So sometimes you don't need to be so tight, you just put enough power, but you need to understand the principles.
That's excellent. That is really great. I love what you said there about shortening that time between control and transitions, because I can see what you're saying. It sounds like it keeps them on the defensive cycle the whole time. It doesn't allow them to start even thinking about escaping, because now they're going from, okay, he's transitioned to somewhere better, he's recovered the position, and now I'm already under attack. Oh my God, I can't even, I got to just defend this choke right now, rather than, yeah.
The mistake many people do, even the people that are experienced in jiu-jitsu, they see that and they want to go to the back and straight to submission, and they lose the most important part, the control. This will happen with the time, but not all the time. Sometimes it's like, when you inspired or something like that. But I cannot. When I see a lot of guys in the academy, they go to the back and they go right away to attacking, and then they lose the position and they're gonna be in a bad spot all to the end of the row or something, or the fight, and that's a too high price to pay. So I think first make sure you have a good control, and then you go to submission. If you can shorten in this, you're gonna feel with the timing, but it's patient is not easy.